Okay. Already recording. Okay. All right. Hello, Frouwo here with Game 2 of the Losers Round 1 Star Series 8 LAN Finals Day 2. Navi against Fnatic. Navi being up 1-0 at this point. And we will hop right into the bans. Already behind on the draft. I started a bit later than I wanted to, but Nature's Prophet, Io, Slark, and Weaver banned out by Navi thus far. Fnatic betting out the Enchantress, the Visage, which Kurkai just played insanely well. Once again, just have to reiterate that. Kurkai playing out of his mind last game. Visage banned out, Bane banned out, as well as the Rubik by Fnatic. Navi, in the meantime, picking up the Invoker Timbersaw with their first two picks. Alchemist being picked up for Fnatic the first time, and in response to the Invoker Timbersaw, picking up the Venomancer. Fnatic picking up the Lifestealer, not wanting to get have Vos get his hands on that. Siemon and Shadow Shaman in the meantime being picked up for Navi, and Clockwork the next pickup for Fnatic. So it all Navi likely just to lane this Shadow Shaman as a support rather than a solo mid hero. Likely to be just an aggressive trailing on the bottom lane for Navi. Once that Shadow Shaman will hit 6, likely to do that ward trap in business and not really allow Fnatic to get ahead at all. Something really that had to be watched for here, I guess, by Fnatic was that Shadow Shaman pickup. Navi not going to do that pickup on the Radiant side, as it's much more difficult for a Radiant hero to do that early Roshan. But Navi ball in their court now as they have one ban left, and we'll see what they do. Fnatic likely to be looking for a solo mid hero here, unless Honey's gonna hop on that Alchemist or maybe the Clockwork, but Puck, the last ban out from Navi. And Fnatic gonna ban out a carry here, potentially the Kunkka that actually worked out pretty well last game, but I wouldn't assume it works out as well this game, as Fnatic not really going for that all-out push like they were kind of trying to do last game, but didn't end up working out at all. So, but Fnatic debating what to ban, taking some of that extra bonus time that they of course have. And yeah, again, Navi up 1-0 on Fnatic in this losers bracket round 1. Fnatic, if they lose, they are out. Navi, if they win, are on to the losers bracket finals against the winner or loser of Sigma versus Alliance. Viper, in the meantime, the last pickup for Navi. Certainly something that works very well against Lifestealer with the ultimate, with all the just like tank ability he has. Certainly he's going to work pretty well against Lifestealer, as well as the Venomancer. That poison from Venomancer is just going to tick onto Venomancer. So Venomancer, you're going to have to be very careful galing and using his poison sting on Viper, that kind of stuff. And Fnatic looking for one more hero in response, likely to be Hani's solo mid hero, but need Navi all picked up in terms of which heroes they will be playing. Dendi likely to be playing that Invoker. Funnick going to be on the Timbersaw. Puppy likely to be on the CM. Kurkai, instead of the Visage, this time he will have that Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman being that very nice high impact support, going to be able to push down stuff pretty easily with the wards. Take that solo Roshan maybe if they want to play that way. And Havos going to be on the Viper, most likely. We don't know which hero is which yet necessarily, so, or which player will be playing what yet, so we'll have to wait and see, as Fnatic really picking out their last hero. Likely haven't decided already, just spending all the extra time they have to calm down, relax, get cool and collected before this game 2. So Pugna, the last pickup from Fnatic. So going back to the push strat, pretty actually interesting to see the Pugna pickup, it seems. Fnatic really having a I really want to say they have a lot of heroes that want a lot of farm, but they can lane this pretty well. Hani gonna go solo mid with the Pugna, so not necessarily a bad choice. Certainly going to mess with Dendi. The wards, the nether wards, as Dendi may give himself on that nether ward as well as Shadow Shaman. Both just heroes expend a lot of mana in a very short amount of time. But we are in our game right now. Switch them cameras. And Alchemist going to be played by No Tail. Era going to be in that Lifestealer. Trixie on the Clockwork. Fly on the Venomancer. Hani on the Pugna. And both teams again going to rotate their respective sides of the map. Not really going to collide at all. Fnatic going to be on this Timbersaw. Puppy on the Crystal Maiden. Kurikai on that Shadow Shaman. Dendi playing the Invoker. And Havost on the Viper. But it'll be interesting to see how Hani plays this Pugna. Pugna, not a terrible hero. Generally works out very well, especially in push-oriented strats, but Fnatic really having nothing else aside from the Venomancer really to help out with that push. The Clockwork Rockets will provide a bit of wave clear. The Alchemist Acid Spray, of course, zone out with the other heroes. But aside from that, like, there's no other good tower pushing mechanic aside from the Venom wards. Certainly Fnatic going to be very gank heavy here though, with the Lifestealer and the Clockwork Lifestealer Bomb going to be pretty insane. Certainly going to guarantee Fnatic a couple kills, assuming Trixie can get a decently timed level 6, as well as some good play from Era on the Lifestealer. And Haste in the bottom room. No Tail likely going to pick it up. And waiting for the creeps to reach the lane. Poppy in the meantime. Gonna chill by this top part. Gonna jungle a bit. And that Shadow Shaman actually going to be chilling in the top lane for the first portion of the game, it seems. Fnatic will be going up against No Tail as well as Era in the safe lane. Now, No Tail hasted up. Dendi in a bit of trouble here already. Stun about to fly from No Tail. No Tail throwing the stun out on Dendi. Dendi getting low and low. Lower and lower, and indeed does go down. Hani in the meantime, almost dropping. Managing to make it alive, however, and No Tail. Well played with the haste rune on the mid. Getting that kill on Dendi. Hani in the meantime, no regen really left, but I believe he does have the bottle. Indeed he does, and already picking up that nether ward. Gonna really shut down Dendi in terms of mana, it seems. And Dendi, or someone's running the courier out for no reason, it seems. Courier just run mid slowly. And galloping, and Fnatic gonna take some damage from Fly. Already has the poison thing up, so Fnatic, poison, mind you, does not trigger the reactive armor. So reactive armor only for the right clicks and similar things to that. No Tail looking at Fnatic. Fnatic gonna be in a bit of trouble. Double damage on No Tail now. No Tail getting very lucky with these runes. First the haste and now the double damage. No Tail gonna look to harass Fnatic a bit more, but Fnatic gonna walk away. And Courier returning now back to base, has Dendi's ring on it. And Hani gonna be bottle crowing for a bit as No Tail does contest the runes. Fnatic in a bit of trouble now. No Tail with the double damage, punching him down. Fnatic getting mighty low, but gonna return to lane. Stun flies out from No Tail, harassing down Fnatic, making sure that salve doesn't get off fully. And Viper in the meantime killing Trixie top with assistance from Kurikai. So certainly a spooky lane for Trixie. Likely dropped the cogs, but didn't help him out too much. Dropped the battery salt in reality. And both offlaners struggling to gain experience in this opening portion of the game. Fly throwing Gale on Fnatic. Fnatic in a bit of trouble now as poison's ticking him down slowly. And no tail, now with mana for another stun, may look to go on Dendi once again. Dendi is being punished in this mid lane so far. And no tail. Rotate the same way he had before. Stun flies out from him, and salve cancelled. Puppy in the meantime really hasn't rotated too much. Did what he usually does in that early game portion where he just farms this large camp, gets a bunch of experience that normally he wouldn't get. So it doesn't really provide too much advantage in the laning phase. Puppy in the meantime going to rotate bottom though. And no tail. Seeing Puppy in his territory, just gonna meander around a bit and gonna probably chill in the bottom lane, try and soak up some more experience, start pulling perhaps. And Trixie may look to contest the pull here on this large camp. Fnatic now gonna push this bottom lane. Fnatic gonna get right clicked down by Era. Era being, however, frostbitten by Puppy. Puppy going to try and block Era. Era being blocked into the Sunstrike. Going down, however, to Kurikai. No tail gonna sum himself up in the meantime. So Dendi really helping out with the Sunstrike there. Puppy with the body blocking, however, really showing his finesse and general knowledge of the game. And Fnatic, now level 4, getting no assist on that lifesteal, however, so I did believe he still got gold, though he was in range for that. And Trixie being careful in this top lane, doesn't want to fall again, but level 6 on Havos, so if he is caught out in the slightest bit, Havos likely to try and go down, or will try to go on him. Ward drop for Hani. Hani getting very, very low. Oof, I apologize for missing that, it seems. Or the gank in the mid lane. And Fnatic looking to do the same, but smoke up, and with Hani falling back, no point for them to be there. Dendi just going to be able to chillax. Fnatic now going to be in a bit of trouble. Gale flies out from Fly. No tail. Throwing the stun. Just going to teleport out now, however. Well played by Fnatic. No other stuns available aside from no tails in this lane. So gets out of there safely. And I was going to continue farming up on this top lane. Hani going to be denied a rune by Puppy. Navi finally getting one of those runes. And no tail now in the mid lane once again. Dendi's Force Spirit, I assume, spotted it out. He's going to try and make sure that no tail. Oh, jeez. Again, I miss a kill on Clockwork. Ult probably expended from a Vost. Indeed it is. And I guess I'm just too fascinated watching this mid lane, or rather, not watching it, or Fnatic in the meantime contesting this pull. No tail and Fly, however, spotting him out once again. No tail. Just gonna get out of there, however. Sitting at level 2 now though, so even after that really good start, not being able to take too much advantage as far as experience goes. Almost just needs that recipe for that medallion now, and he'll be all set in terms of farm for what he usually gets in a game. And Dendi. 4 heroes going to be in mid for Fnatic in a second, and no tail not going to be able to get off the stun in time. Stuns himself. Dendi going to use that Force Spirit to harass him down just a tad. This tower already starting to take a bit of damage from the siege creep. Trixie now mid, not level 6 yet, however, so really cannot contribute aside from trying to cog someone. Maybe Puppy here, but Puppy. Oh, no. Battery Assault from Trixie. Puppy in a bit of trouble now. All of Navi rotating into the area now. Fnatic gonna try and chase down the Timber Saw, or the Alchemist, as well as the Clockwork, but no go. Trixie getting a free kill on Puppy there, much like Fnatic in the last game, getting that free kill onto who I believe was Fly. And let's take a look at last hits. Havos sitting on 60 last hits before 10 minutes in the game, CSing or lasting beautifully, having a 9-minute mech, under 9-minute mech on top of the treads. Meantime, Era on the bottom lane, picking up the phase boots, now working towards his drums, just needs that mental intelligence, about another 60 gold off, or 40 gold off of that. And in the meantime, Trixie getting blown up top, Sunstrike from Denny finishing off that kill as he cogs himself in and set himself up for the Sunstrike. And Navi now going to rotate top. 4 heroes up there. Kurikai not level 6 yet. Not going to get off this wave either, so cannot drop the wards. Denny in the meantime in trouble mid. Stun coming out from No Tell, I assume. Gale from from Fly. Kurikai, however, teleporting mid and gonna actually fall, so teleporting in and getting nothing aside from No Tail there. No Tail going down just the edge of the shock, but Hani, Fly gonna try and take this mid tower, but if Havos can stop it, he's gonna try to. Cannot, and Fnatic really just gonna have to run away from Havos, as Havos with the mech, with the ultimate, could really just blow one of them up. Fly in a bit of trouble here if he doesn't get away fast enough. But Havost gonna actually rotate all the way bottom, and Fnatic gonna take some right clicks from Air in the meantime. And Kurikai now level 6 may look to do the Roshan. Havost seems to be setting up for it as he is clearing out everything in that area. And smoke from Puppy, so certainly may just be looking to do the Roshan. No Tail in the meantime, gonna rotate bottom, sees Puppy and Kurikai, runs for his life. Likely gonna try and get a kill on Fnatic there, but Fnatic protected by his team now looking to Roshan, I assume. But waiting on the smoke on Puppy now, so could be looking for a kill on Era first, getting some sort of advantage before they go into that pit. Clockwork still scutting it out regardless. And Navi, ball's really in their court here. They do have the ability to win the game, but Fnatic fighting back in this game too, so we'll have to wait and see. And 5 heroes for Fnatic bottom now, looking to likely get another tower. And Navi. Hook flying out from Trixie, missing however on all 3 Navi heroes. And Timbersault top in the meantime. Really no way Navi can stop this push. Again, the acid spray really zoning out the enemy heroes. But No Tail has to be careful with that corrosive skin. Navi's gonna have to find a point, or find some way to start engaging into this, as they really don't want to be down this many towers this early in the game. Denny over smoked up, as well as Kurikai, so Fnatic, we're just trying to push in this lane so that Navi is forced to not Roshan. And 1 rocket from Trixie. This may be Kurikai's signal to go in the pit after this rocket flare fades off, but no, not going to be able to do it. Fnatic now has 5 bottom. Stun flying up from No Tail onto Havost. Havost, not too much trouble here. Has a bunch of creeps in front of him. And Tether Ward triggering every time these Force Spirits fire because of that melting strike. Now we're going to try and take the ward out with the Force Spirits. Hooking from Trixie though onto Puppy. Era popping out of him. Havost in the meantime going down on these 3 Fnatic heroes. And Trixie paying with his life. Puppy in the meantime also falling. But Fnatic actually cannot fight into this now. Havost and Fnatic just blowing up. Flying on the Venomancer. Hani now going to fall. No Tail manages to teleport out, and Era Sitting on an invis now. Just going to walk away. Trixie, in the meantime, teleporting back to lane. As he is now back alive. Fnatic. Gonna take a bit of harass here from Era, I assume. Indeed he is, and Fnatic, I believe, dropped his boots there, but managed to pick it up in time as Era popped the invis. Viper, in the meantime, getting a kill on Clockwork in the bottom lane. I'm just missing all these Clockwork. I am so sorry. I just can't manage to watch that Clockwork get killed. Meanwhile, 3 Fnatic heroes in the mid lane. Pugna maybe looking to push here. And 4-step up on Dendi. Sharsham really having just his boots. Vos, in the meantime, having the mech, now working towards an Aghanims. Meanwhile, Fnatic looking to move into their own woods. Smoke up from No-Tail on himself as well as Era. Era having a Song, maybe working towards a Song and Yasha or a Heaven's Halberd, just to get rid of that Viper. And Fnatic fighting back in this game too so far. Hani, in the meantime, has the mechanism. And Puppy not breaking the smoke on Hani, but gonna fade out in a second anyway. No-Tail, however, looking to go on Puppy here. Puppy just gonna back off. No-Tail gonna end up stunning himself. And Kurokai, Dendi, Vos all rotating and finding Hani. However, hooking from Trixie. Trixie gonna take a lot of damage here, but ends up saving Hani for the time being. Hani, however, gonna get blown up by Fnatic. And stun flies out from No-Tail onto Fnatic. So 2 going down there for Fnatic, but wards expended by Kurokai, so no real Roshan attempt here, but they could still do it just with their heroes and seeing if they could pull back as far as they can to the Serpent wards. Really cannot though, so another 10 seconds. Fnatic definitely going to be zoned out of this Roshan pit as the wards are super spooky. Navi, however, got to be careful as Trixie does not have the hookup, but there is the potential for them to take a lot of damage from Flyzalt, which comes back up in about 8 seconds. And Trixie gonna eat a Viper All here. Trixie actually gonna fall from that. Kurokai, in the meantime, gonna get raised upon by Era. Dendi dropping the Frostwall. Puppy popping the ultimate. Hani gonna be in a bit of trouble now. And Ward doing a lot of work, but Fnatic in the meantime gonna slay the Venomancer. However, just barely kills No-Tail before he dies, but Era getting one last right click and slaying the Timbersaw. But a good old bit of friendly banter there being exchanged by Fnatic as well as No-Tail, and Roshan likely to go down here as Vos does have the double damage room now for quite a bit longer. Era in the meantime going to, however, maybe invade the Roshan pit, but would be a bad idea on his part as the ultimate for Vos is now back up. So Vos, or actually Dendi, picking up the Aegis and working towards that Necro once again. But yeah, so Fnatic losing 4 in that last fight, Navi only losing 2. Fnatic could be in a bit of trouble here with these wards now being dropped. Trixie, in the meantime, has the hook, infested by the Lifestealer, and Dendi dropping the Sunstrike, gonna kill No-Tail. However, Kurokai being stunned upon or hooked upon, and Dendi may fall here. Indeed he does. Aegis popped. Havost in a bit of trouble now. 3 Fnatic heroes nearby. Hani gonna fall, however, to the Viper as well as the CM, and Trixie just blown up there, as well as Fly. Fnatic just falling one by one once again, and Era just barely making it out as his rage ended. Sunstrike missing on him, but Navi likely to look to take another T2 tower mid. But Navi certainly taking another good fight there. Kurokai, only one falling once again. He is a support, so not too big a deal. Navi though, let's check the goal difference in Navi having it pretty even at first. Now 10k in their advantage. Experience a much different story. May have been even for gold, but Navi being ahead on experience throughout this entire game, 14,000 in their advantage now. So Fnatic gonna have to fight back here, and really Pugna not a hero that can bounce back so well. Usually just very potent within the first, I'd say, 30 minutes of a game. Really can't do much aside from his ult as the game progresses. And Era at least sitting on Song and Yasha now, so a bit of farm on him is certainly something you want. Fnatic, however, rotating into the woods, looking for anyone from Navi. Navi, however, all near that Roshan pit, near the bottom lane, so Fnatic just gonna rotate and take down this tier 1 tower top, as it does have no backdoor regen. Navi really cannot contest this. Teleporting in would be suicide, as they would teleport in one by one. Navi just going to try and prolong that attempt as long as possible, however, and see if they can get any damage on the mid tier 3 and force all of Fnatic to teleport back. Now Fly teleporting back, as well as Trixie. Ward's dropped by Kurikai. So Era also teleporting back, and all 5 Fnatic heroes now back in their base. We're chipping away at the tower, not doing too much damage though, as they are cleaned up by Fnatic. So Navi reacting a little bit slow on that T3 push, but just going to go bottom instead. Havos already pushing out that lane. Fnatic really know the push is coming though, so they're going to walk their way over. And they're going to park themselves a little bit behind the tower actually, so if they go on Havos, they may be in a bit of trouble. Ward placed by the Venom. Trixie now in the wrong spot. Going to be absolutely blown up by Fnatic once again, as well as Kurikai. Dendi now dropping the Sunstrike, hitting Hani as well as Era. Fly seems to be in a bit of trouble next, and he will go down, sacrificing himself for the rest of the team as they fall back. Hani, No Tail, still alive, as well as Fly invested within Hani. Jumps out, but really doesn't go to try and do any more damage. Now if you're going to get another tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. Era gonna try and do what he can, but Navi again getting that bottom tower. Nectar 2 again on Dendi now. And Ward's back up in 15 for Kurikai, so we may see a push on this tier 3 tower. But Cog drop by Trixie and Ward by Hani. Fnatic may be in a bit of trouble here, but manages to get up before the sun hits him from No Tail. Wards up very soon for Kurikai. Kurikai having the wards now. And Sunstrike from Dendi missing. Fnatic doesn't want to fight in this. Navi actually having the high ground at this point. All dropped by Havos onto Trixie, and Agham's up on Viper, so that all going to be flying up very constantly. And Notel shutting up another stun. Raindrak's going to be pinged down by Navi. Stun goes out onto Havos. Havos being forced stepped away, however, by himself actually. Havos having the full 4-step. And seems as if Navi's going to continue pushing onto this melee Rax after the Raindrak's goes down. Havos really can just sit on the high ground and then take up a bunch of damage. He does have the mechanism, and he is inherently tanky as the Viper. Every hit that Fnatic deal to him really just deals more damage back to them. However, Trixie getting blown up there before he can pop the hook. Hani now altered up by Havos. Havos now in a bit of trouble, but 4-stepped away. Era could be next in line. Era, however, makes it away. Bottom melee Rax destroyed, however, looking certainly very good for Fnatic losing this Rax. And Fnatic just going to GG out, feeling as if they have no chance left in the game. So well played by Navi, taking this game very quickly. Shutting down the Pugna, not letting him get too many towers in that early part, really didn't allow Fnatic to snowball the way they needed to take that advantage into the mid-game. So Navi winning out 2-0 in this best-of-3 series in Starladder Season 8, Losers Round 1. And again, just Navi shutting down the Pugna very well. 0-5-5 on Hani. And of O's just getting too much farm, an insane amount of farm, as well as the Aghanims, the mechanism, and all that jazz. 6-0 and 12. So again, this is Frouwo. I thank you again for casting. Navi going to be moving on to the losers bracket finals. Fnatic now knocked out. But yeah, so if you enjoyed the cast, I appreciate it. Spread it around, share it, do those things that people who like things do. Just put it everywhere. If you didn't like it, I really appreciate constructive criticism to improve my cast to a point where you may start to enjoy it. So contact me via YouTube, via Twitch, via Twitter, and I will work on making it up to your standards. So thank you again for watching. This was Frouwo, and I'll see you guys later. Likely in the next series, Alliance versus Sigma. So goodbye.